Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Sunday at 11 with Danny on Mysterious Things. Well, it's been a week, busy week. I had something every single day that I hadn't planned on. But today's a nice, quiet day, and so I'm here to answer your questions. So come on when you're ready, and we'll get started. I'll just talk a little bit in the beginning about kind of what I'm doing, and maybe if someone joins, that's great. Today I'm using the Pulp Tarot cards. I really like these cards. The graphics are amazing. The print is large because as I'm getting older, it's harder for me to read those little tiny print on those other cards. Not that I really need to, but I really like the imagery, and I like to know if it's a Four of Wands or a Five of Wands, that kind of thing. But the Pulp Tarot is a very nice, large, um, beautifully graphic uh, cards. So there you go. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how this works, this live stuff works. It's all new to me. Um, Last week was my first live show. No, I have another YouTube channel totally unrelated to this, and I've done a few lives on it. But on this channel, this is my first foray into live, so I'm kind of getting used to the how it works and what goes on screen and what doesn't. Anyway, Pulp Tarot, and then at the end of each question, I will pull an empowerment card from the Cards for Inspired Living. And let's just pull one for today for the entire reading, and I will grab one here, and this is find your life's work. It says you weren't put on this earth to simply work for a living. Excuse me. You weren't put on this earth to simply work for a living. Discover what you were meant to do and do it. And that is wonderful advice for everyone. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing while I'm waiting for people to show. I have another YouTube channel called The Secret Ledger Financial Mysteries. And on it, I have been talking about a museum in Boston called the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, which has been a mystery for over close to 35 years because there was the largest art heist in history from that museum. They have said that art heist is about $500 million worth of art and the largest one. But I believe that some of those paintings, if put to auction, like a Vermeer, would probably bring in $500 million all by itself. So I've been delving into that, finding out there's a $10 million reward for information leading to those art pieces coming back. And for 30 years, no one has claimed that. Those art pieces are still out there somewhere, and people are passing away that might have known things about it. So the clues are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I'm going through the process of what happened and who was there, and trying to figure out what happened to these pieces of art. And I'm inviting everyone to join me to see, maybe we can discover it. If we do, we all share in the $10 million. I think that's a good thing. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick reading as long as we have any questions yet for this week in politics. As you know, or you may know if you're on this stream, I'm very, very strong opinioned in my politics. And, if that bothers you, I'm sure that you can find another reader that is not a strong opinion. I don't bring it into my personal readings, but if I do a reading, a general reading for myself, the world, whatever, it may or may not have politics in it. So today I'm going to just do a quick one about this week in politics. What's going to happen? Whoa, boy, did they jump. Okay. Okay, the first card I come out is the moon. And that moon card to me means that there's something that we're not seeing. There's something coming out about there we go. I hate that this when I have a background on, I can't get this card to come up right. Anyway, the moon is about illusion, things that are not what they seem, and there's some hidden things out there that are going to cause some anxiety when they're found out. And here we have the Hermit, and he's upside down. And the Hermit, normally, these are major arcana cards. So the Hermit normally would be introspection, solitude, guidance, something like that. But upside down, it means it's something that's going to be revealed. So you've got the moon, which is secrets, and then you have the Hermit, which is those secrets are going to be revealed this week. The next we have is the Ten of Cups. Now that's happiness and fulfillment. So whatever this is, it's going to make a lot of people happy. And I see that these people are all on the team. Okay. So whatever team that is going to be happy. So if you're looking at this politically, it could be the Republican team or the Democratic team, but some team is going to be happy. The next card I got is the Six of Swords, and that is moving on. Maybe you can see. Oh. Okay, moving on. healing and transition. Wow. So we've had a kind of tumultuous time lately, and the secrets coming out, making one side happy or one group happy, and then moving on and healing sounds like a good message that this week we might have some things going on that that are going to break open our anxiety, start the healing process, show us things that have been hidden, and making us happy. So that's very powerful. Let's see if I can find out what it was that they that is hidden. So the first card that I pulled is the Seven of Cups, and it's about wishful thinking and temptation and choices. So someone has made these choices, okay, behind the scenes. There's all those hidden things. Look, snake, diamonds, monarchy. So there are all these things that are going on, that have gone on, and that are going to be revealed. One of the things that's going to be revealed is a partnership. And I don't know what partnership. Is it a partnership with Trump and Putin? Is it a partnership with Elon and Trump? But it's some partnership that is going to be revealed. The next card I have is the Queen of Pentacles. And this has to do with, of course, money. It's practical, it's resourceful, it's down to earth, it's basic money, no frills, nothing else involved. It wasn't for somebody's ego, it was all for the money. And that's going to make people happy too. And the last one is the King of Wands, which shows leadership and vision and charisma and balance, but he's upside down. So he's lost that. He's lost the charisma. He's lost the leadership. This is going to turn his world upside down. Wow, this week. Amazing. So my next question is this Trump we're talking about? Well, the one that jumped out is the Ace of Pentacles. The one with all the money. So maybe it's Elon. It's Elon or it's Trump. Let's see if I can pull up another to find out who exactly this is. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is the one with the new ideas. So I'm thinking that this is Elon or Leon or Alonia. It's for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. But I would say that there are definitely some things coming out about him that are going to be revealed. They're going to make a bunch of people happy. It's he's obviously he's walking away, but there's something else going on. There are all these things that have gone on in secret, and a partnership with someone that's not on the up and up, and we're going to find out about that. We're going to also find out it's all about the money. All about the money. Everything he's done was about the money, and his contracts, canceling the agencies that were investigating him, and then this King of Wands, that adventure, the impulsiveness, and just being stopped in his tracks on this. This is showing us who he is. The guy with the money, and the one with the supposedly new ideas and communications. Well, that was interesting. So, let's talk about something else. I want to know about what my guides have to tell me about this summer's weather. Tell me about the weather that's going to be happening this summer. Oops. Well, this is a major arcana. It's 11. It's about justice. And you wouldn't think that justice would be a weather card. But look at what's behind her. Look at the fire. So I'm thinking that this means major fires this summer. Major fires. Now, you know that a lot of I used to work for the forest fighting crews. And what happened was every spring we would hire what we called puffs, pick up firefighters. And those were all new hires. And those are all the people that were let go during Elon's purge of the federal government. All these temporary hires, well, these temporary people were the ones that were fighting our fires in the forest. We brought them in every spring, we trained them, And by the time they were trained, out they went to the fires as they were happening. These people are gone. The states have picked up and increased their hiring of the temporary employees, maybe to make up a little bit, but it's not going to make up for the thousands and thousands of people across the country that are affected by these wildfires and the ones that have been fired right before fire season. So I'm saying this card is saying, yeah, you got what you asked for. That's justice. You're going to have fires, big fires, with not enough help. The second card I have is Temperance. It says, part man, part woman, all angel, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So I don't see it getting any better. I think that, again, they've kind of thrown us into a situation where the federal government, permanent employees will be asked to go fight on fires instead of the young the young people that they hired, so that they've kind of got 1 foot in. They're kind of trying. They're scrambling, and again, the state is picking up some of it, but it's going to be a real challenge. And they're just trying to make up where they can. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out. The next one is the 10 of Wands, and 10s are always completion, fulfillment, but this one's upside down. So there's not a whole lot of enthusiasm in those areas. The Park Service, the Forest Service, the BLM lands, all those young firefighters are gone, and the people that are left there are disheartened and feeling like, how are we going to do this? Why am I even here if I can't do my job properly? So that's what that is. But the end is the 3 of Cups. Now, the 3 of Cups is celebrating community, friendship, joy. So there are going to be a lot of disasters avoided. By the end of the summer, maybe into the fall, we'll be looking at a better situation. That people will be like, oh, we got through that. We're going to celebrate that we did not have a loss of life, that we just made it through the fire season. Maybe it was harder than it's ever been, but they're going to be celebrating when it's over. They're going to be tired. It wasn't unusual for us to work 24-hour shifts. Even when I was there, those fires are long and difficult. They've changed the rules since you can't work that long at a time. You have to cut back and get some rest, but you're out in the middle of nowhere in the woods. And so what do you do but work, So I'm sure people are stretching those rules and will be this summer. Okay, I've got 5 more minutes before the end of the live today. I'll do one more reading. What do I do it on? Let's see. There's so many questions. Let's see. How is the Trump's parade and birthday celebration going to go? Let's find out that one. How is Trump's parade and celebration going to go? Okay. Well, it's a foolish undertaking. He's going to go blithely on with it against all advice. We know who that is. So the next card is the Knight of Cups, but it's upside down. It talks about Trump really wants this to be all about him. He romanticizes it in his brain. He's a big, strong leader and he has all these troops and slaves marching in front of him, and he's so powerful. But this is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. He's not that charming. He's not that romantic. He has no idealism, or if it is, it's a perverse idealism, and he has no empathy. So he thinks it's going to be great, but it's not. The next one we have is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about satisfaction and emotional fulfillment. So, he's going to get a charge out of it. He's going to feel great. It's boosting his ego, and that's the main goal of this parade is Trump's ego and stroking it. So, yep, he's going to get that. And then we have the King of Wands, which is about impulsiveness and passion, and it's about adventure, but he's not that guy. He thinks he is. He wants to be that guy. He does have the impulsiveness. He wants to be the adventurous, great leader, the great leader like Kim Jong-un. And that's what he wants to project. That image there is what Trump wants to project. You just put his face on that, and that's what he wants you to see. But what is really happening is people don't like it. People don't like it at all. There are going to be a lot of protests. There are going to be, I see people getting arrested for protesting. I see people getting hurt. I see the police hitting people with their batons. I don't know if there'll be massive protests. There'll be protests, but they're going to keep the protests away and out of the sight, but there are going to be some small skirmishes where people are going to get hurt. If you protest, people, if you protest, be non-confrontational. State your opinion. Don't get in the police's face. Don't go where you're not supposed to go. You have a legal right to protest, but you don't have a legal right to go on private property, to touch or harass the police. Stay safe, because there will be problems. Wow, and I hate to end on that note, so I'm gonna pull a empowerment card for the week. This empowerment card is motivation. Motivation, and it says, use every rejection, every closed door, every loss, and every disappointment as motivation to continue driving for success. Standing strong in the difficult face of no prepares you for the wondrous blessings of yes. See you, everybody. Stay safe.